Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Today's video is all about my amazing, unforgettable experience in a small town that I had a week ago. So some of you may know I submitted my first piece of artwork for an art show, which was in Wildcatcham, Western Australia, and the art show was on last weekend. And I did go to it. So I managed to drive up there on Friday. It was over 300 kilometers, and I did drive up there in the one day. I made a few stops along the way, stopped to see my sister, bumped into my nephew, picked up some food, and made it to the show just in time for the presentations. So the presentations were on Friday night, and it was really cute. Like, it's in their town hall. And I've got to be honest, on Friday night, I felt a bit out of place. And I was wondering, oh, you know, that's not what I expected it to be, which it wasn't. I had expectations. Probably shouldn't have expectations, but I did. Anyway, so it was good though. The presentation, they made the presentations and it was really lovely, and they talked about kind of how they chose the pieces that they chose, and it was really nice to walk around and see all the art. And I did bump into a lady that was so kind enough to take a picture of me between my pieces of art that were on the wall. So it was really nice. But the reason I felt out of place was because it was kind of a bit more of a party atmosphere. Like, it was the opening night and everybody knew everybody except for me. I didn't know anybody there, and they were all just, you know, having a great time, which was wonderful. So on my way out, I left about 8 o'clock because I head out to campsite, and on my way out I stopped to speak to the receptionist who I had met when I dropped off my artworks a few weeks before. So I went to speak to her, a lovely lady named Sarah, and I told her, you know, that I was going to head out, you know, thank you so much. And I had seen in the little booklet that they had, I did buy the little booklet, and it said that there was going to be an art presentation, a live art demonstration on the Saturday at 11 o'clock. I had seen in the photos ahead of the previous years that they actually had people, you were allowed to paint along, and it was something that I really wanted to do, but I had the dog and it was quite warm and I couldn't leave the dog in the van. Anyway, I was speaking to Sarah, and there was another lady next to her, and Sarah was like, oh, this is the one I told you about with those paintings that I really liked. And I said, oh, you know, I see you have the presentation on tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be able to come because of the dog. And straight away, it turns out this lady she was standing next to was the wife of the organizer, and she goes, oh, just bring the dog in. And I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yeah, bring the dog in. And I was like, oh, first of all, wow, like, you don't get that in the city. So I was like, wow. So I was very excited then for the next day, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be good. I'm at least going to come and see a painting demonstration. I asked if we were going to be able to paint. They said it just kind of depends. Anyway, the next day I went in, and this was the most memorable day I've had in a long time. I just get butterflies thinking about it. I had such a wonderful time. I felt so welcomed, and it was just wonderful. So let me talk you through it. Again, I made notes because there's so many things I want to tell you, but it was an absolutely wonderful day. So first of all, I went in and I saw that they had already started painting. And I said, oh, did I misunderstand the time? And they said, oh, we just couldn't wait. So they all started. And I spoke to the organizer and I said, you know, your wife said to me last night, I could bring the dog in. Is that still okay? He goes, yeah, bring her in. So I took Abby in, I took her bed, took her lead, and she was really well behaved. I have to tell you, she'd never been in that situation before, and she was really well behaved. There was food and she was trying to pick up crumbs from the floor, but all in all, she was really well behaved. She let me know when she had to go out. She was very welcomed by everybody, and that was just so nice. If anyone that owns a dog, you know how nice it is when your dog is felt as welcome as you are, and I felt there was no problem at all to have her there. So the demonstration they had was with an artist called Karen Petrovsky, and it was kind of like a demonstration and a paint along as well. So kind of like a free art class. And you could buy canvases there. They had canvases you could buy at for cost, but I had some canvas boards in the van. So I just said, I'll just go grab my canvas board out the van. And I did that, and they had paints. I took my own brushes, but they had paints we could use, and it was free. I didn't pay anything. I paid $2 the night before to get into the art show, but I didn't pay anything for this. And they had food, homemade food, like the Country Women's Association, homemade treats, which were so nice. I haven't had homemade treats in a while. I did indulge a little bit, but homemade treats and like slices and things and biscuits and some little sandwiches and free tea and coffee. So that was really nice. There were about 5 or 6 of us all painting, and like I said, some of them had started earlier and they were a bit further ahead. I was sitting next to somebody else who got there kind of just before me, and her name was Serena, and she was a primary school teacher there. And I was chatting to Serena and just talking about how she had come to do her, do your time there. Usually when you graduate in Australia, if you go out to a country area to work first, you get sort of better options when you come back to the city, and how she loved it so much and she just stayed. And her husband's there, and she has a little baby, and had a wonderful time chatting with Serena. She was just the nicest person. And the organizer's wife, I don't think I ever got her name, was just in front of me, and she was chatting to me, and it was just such a lovely experience. And I was painting, and Karen would come over and sort of give you some advice and some tips. It was just, anyone that knows, I've only ever done art in my van alone, and everything I learned was from YouTube. So this experience of creating art around other people that are creating art, first of all, that experience, I was like blown away. I was honestly blown away. I like had butterflies. It was just so amazing. And I told the teacher, Karen, I said, this experience is priceless for me, priceless. And I told her the whole story. I've just been doing it for a year. I learned in my van, online. I said, to be able to paint with other people and to have somebody come along and give you some advice, I said, I just can't get over this. It's just the most amazing thing that's ever happened in a long time. It was just such a good experience. And like I said, Abby was really welcomed, and there was another gentleman there that he took a photo of Abby, and he did a pencil sketch that he gave me. So look, I got a pencil sketch. I got a pencil sketch of Abby. It was just so nice. There were other people there. There was another lady there doing another painting just all on her own that she left to donate so that they could sell it to make some proceeds for the town. And the whole time I felt that there was no judgment at all. At first I was a bit nervous because it was a landscapey kind of thing, which I don't really do in acrylics. I really like watercolor landscapes, and I do kind of a, I can't think of the style now, but I had it and it's gone. It was there and it's gone. Anyway, I do like to do watercolor landscapes, so I'll show you one here. I like to do watercolor landscapes and acrylic botanicals. That's what I like. I like the bright colors, the botanicals. But it was great. I was listening to what the teacher was saying, and then about halfway through, I decided I was going to go my own way. Because I can. So I'm like, I'm going to do what makes me happy, what I enjoy. And I actually really, really enjoyed it. And it was interesting because the teacher came along at the end. Karen came when I said I had to leave. It was about 3:30. I had to leave. I'd been painting for like 4 hours. I'd never painted for so long in a row. I was getting tired, and I still needed to find somewhere to go to camp that night. And when I said I was leaving, Karen said, well, Brenda, I have to say, she goes, you definitely have, it's a truck. You definitely have your own unique style. Your painting does not look like anybody else's. Those words, it's not the first time in my life I have heard that. This is the first time I've heard it with my art, but I have heard it before when I was doing Toastmasters, and I was doing a course, and he phoned me up and he goes, Brenna, you are unique, and don't ever let anybody tell you to change. you are unique, and it's what you bring is good, so keep it. And that was the first time I'd ever been validated for being me. And again, this was the art. And anyone that's seen my art, you'll know I am unique. I definitely have my own style. I do like to, I create out of my mind. I'm not a realist artist. But to hear those words, and I thought, yeah, I am. And hearing those words boosted my confidence in going forward with creating art and putting it out there to sell, because I have a unique perspective, I have a uniqueness. And the receptionist, she actually bought my art pieces, she actually bought my triptych, and she said to me she absolutely just loved them. She goes, you're very talented. She couldn't wait to get them up in her house, and she's going to send me a picture. And I don't know if you've watched my other video about going to art show, but when she first saw them, the joy that she got out of it, and that's all I want to do. If anyone knows me, you've been here a while, my whole point is to put joy out into the world, and now I can do it with art. And so anyway, this whole experience just confirmed I'm going to keep creating. I've started a lot more of my, I went and bought some more canvas boards, and I've got a few on the go now. I'm just going to keep going and creating and being myself and experiment and just going for it and trying to put joy out into the world. And I'm making my art very affordable. It was $60 for the triptych. She was there. I said, yeah, I'm not trying to make $1 million here. I'm covering my costs. I'm definitely not covering time, but I do this for fun. I enjoy it. And I'm not going to charge $1 million for my art. I want people to have it in their homes and to enjoy it. So this whole experience on the Saturday was so positive, so reinforcing, and the small town hospitality. I told them how wonderful it was. It was one of the best experiences I've had in a long time. I let everybody know, thank you so much for welcoming me. I felt so welcomed. I really did. My dog felt welcome. I felt welcomed. There was no judgment, and it's just rare that you feel that in the world today. It was just wonderful. And they do on Sunday afternoons. If anybody is in the area or go up the area on Sunday afternoons at the Community Resource Center, I think it's from 1 till 5, they have painting where everyone can go and paint. You can buy, they have canvases there at cost that you can buy. Bring your own paint, bring your own brushes. They have easels, they have tables, and everyone can go in there and paint together. So unfortunately I didn't find out about this until now, and it's too hot for me to be up there at the moment, but I'm really looking forward to the cooler weather and going back to this wonderful, amazing town with these wonderful people and painting with them. I can, paint my own, but just to paint again in a community, it's really nice. One of the other things that I realized from doing this session was I don't take myself too seriously. If anyone that's been here, I don't take myself too seriously, and that's a video I'm going to make. Life is not that serious. I don't take myself too seriously. I don't take art too seriously. To me, it should be fun and joyful. And that's one thing I thought I can do. I've always loved teaching. I have taught my whole life one way or another. When I first left high school, I actually went to teachers college for 1 year. I was going to teach maths and science. I feel like I'm a natural teacher. I tutored. I've always tutored people when I was at teachers college. I have taught horse riding. What else have I taught? I'm trying to think. I don't know. I've done a lot of tutoring. Even as an adult, my gardener went back to university, and she had to do statistics. And this was only going back maybe 10 years ago. She had to do statistics, and she was struggling. And I said, "Oh, I got 99 for that. Let me coach you." So I tutored her for statistics. So I've always, I think I have a way of explaining things that people can understand. I can look at things from multiple points of view and come up with a way to explain it they can understand. The whole point of this story is I would like to teach some art classes. I think live. I think what I have to give to the art community and to people like you and me is a joy of art. And I can think of a few. I don't need to be an expert at art. I want to bring the joy. I want to show people how to make it joyful, how to enjoy it, and to just, it's an experience. Painting is an experience. It's not about the result, it's about the experience. So I'm putting that in the box of things I would like to do and to organize. All right. I don't know if you can tell, but I had a wonderful experience, and it was a week ago today. I can't believe it's only been a week, but it's still with me, and it's so memorable, and I wanted to share it with you. So thank you anyway for watching. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you on the next one. I love you all. Bye.